Herzlich willkommen zu einem neuen Video auf We Love Hi-Fi. Heute nehme ich euch mit zu einem ganz besonderen Event. Ich war am Freitag vor den norddeutschen HiFi-Tagen bei Wisseling High End in Hamburg und dort fand die Präsentation und die Weltpremiere des WestminsterLab Omne statt. Und die Präsentation hat kein geringerer gehalten als Angus Leung himself. Deswegen, es wird spannend, bleibt dran. Ja, erstmal ein großes Dankeschön an Laura und Jörg für die Gastfreundschaft. Vielen Dank an Rei für die Einladung und natürlich nochmal vielen Dank, Angus, für die tolle Präsentation. Noch ein paar Worte zu WestminsterLab. Die sind bekannt für diese high-endigen Vor- und Endverstärker im minimalistischen Design auf kompromisslose Klangqualität. Getrimmt ist auch wirklich, kostet sehr, sehr viel Geld, aber wirklich spannendes Zeug. Nur die Leute haben gefragt, habt ihr nicht eine kompaktere Lösung? Also die Geräte selber, sagt Angus dann auch später, sind ja eh schon kompakt, aber gibt es nicht so ein One-Box-System. Und deswegen hat man den Omni entwickelt, Vor-Endverstärker oder ein Vollverstärker mit verschiedenen Modulen. Die Firma wurde in London gegründet von Angus Leung und sitzt jetzt mittlerweile in Hongkong. Und Angus Leung ist nicht nur Gründer von WestminsterLab, sondern auch passionierter Audioingenieur, der jede Komponente bis ins Detail perfektioniert. Die Präsentation wurde von Angus in Englisch gehalten. Keine Sorge, er spricht sehr gut, hervorragend Englisch. Am Anfang der Präsentation sagt Rei Baumgartel von der IAD noch ein paar Worte. Der trug kein Mikro, deswegen ist es am Anfang ein bisschen leise. Aber Angus habe ich natürlich ein Mikrofon verpasst und der ist dann in der Präsentation sehr gut zu verstehen. Jetzt wünsche ich euch viel Spaß mit diesem Video und ich bin gespannt auf euer Feedback.
Ja, vielen Dank für das Erscheinen und die Möglichkeit, dass wir bei Laura und Jörg die Veranstaltung machen können. Das ist einfach eine wunderbare Fläche hier und ja, kurze Worte. Angus aus Hongkong ist da und wird uns jetzt ein neues Produkt präsentieren. Und dann haben wir im Nachgang viel Zeit für Fragen und nette Gespräche. Und Angus, you can start. It's your show.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming. So I hope this presentation is not going to be too long. So we'll start off from here. I will do a brief PowerPoint presentation and then we'll move over there to look at the product itself. And then we'll come back for a final roundup. Okay? So my name is Angus. Let me talk about some brief history of our company, WestminsterLab. So we started the company in 2012 and I was still in London studying architecture. I'm trained as an architect. Also, I put a lot of my architecture ethos and philosophy into the product design. So you may actually be able to notice it in the product. So our motive is rediscovering your music. So this is where we work. So we are not a big firm, I mean, compared to Macintosh or anything like that. So we are very small. We want to be small. We like to maintain our scale because we like to produce everything by our own hands. So our ethos, we want to deliver the whole of the music. So we don't really choose what we like and what our preference is. We want to deliver all the music that you own, that the musician is trying to produce to your home and to your system. And we do it with a unique combination of different elements. So we treasure a lot of our traditional values, like the crafting, lots of listening tests, and also science and technology. And yes, we do a lot of extensive listening tests, as well as a lot of relentless measurements and simulations in computers, which I'm going to show you in a bit. So this is what our listening room, one of our listening room looks like in Hong Kong. That was like 2 years ago, but it changes a lot. So we have a couple of speakers, we have lots of DACs, we have lots of toys to test out what kind of performance that we're looking at and what kind of level of performance that we can achieve with recorded music reproduction. So let me talk about the prologue. So it was around 10 years ago when we developed our first amplifier called unten. So that's 0. So it's an experiment because we were invited to go to the Munich high-end show at the newcomers area. So we want to bring out something that is truly spectacular. So it's a Class AB design with no PCBs. So every component is point-to-point soldered. It also has a lot of different technologies that we want to test and also different materials. So for example, this is the unified thermal core. So it's a completely CNC block of copper, 24 karat gold plated. So in order to deliver the best performance in terms of thermal conductivity and also to prevent it from oxidizing. So this is the main board. As you can see, there's no PCB. All the components are direct point-to-point soldering, like in a traditional valve amplifier, so to speak. So this is how it looks like at the back. As you can see, a lot of resemblance: aluminum, carbon fiber, stainless steel. These are the materials that we like to work with. And in 2020, we released our preamplifier called Quest and Rei, our Class A monoblock, which you can see on the shelf. So this is how it looks like with our phono amplifier. So it's been doing pretty well. So this is a setup in Wisseling there. So we have our great dealers, great customers, and also reviewers giving us some amazing reviews, and everybody loves it. And here are some other setups in America: customer setups, dealer setups, customer setups, and also customer setups. Of course. And a lot of people say, well, you have 6 monoblocks, the Quest, amazing, but can we have a one-box solution? I want a second system, we love the sound, can we have smaller box? I'm not saying that our box are big, they are tiny, but they want simpler setup for their families or for their second system. So we come up with Omne. So this is the Latin of one, unity and one. So everything comes together. And we can say it's our most ambitious project so far because it takes a lot of engineering to put everything into one box. It took us 2 years in making, and it's still going. So we are going to, it's a world first premiere for the actual unit over there, and also in terms of images. So we want to deliver the full WestminsterLab experience in an all-in-one package. And what do I mean by full? Because a lot of other manufacturers actually simplify the whole architecture in order to put it inside a box. But we don't. So we don't want to miniaturize the power supplies. No, we don't want that. We don't want to limit the channel separation. We don't want to limit anything. We want to deliver the full experience, the Quest and the Rei experience. So we have the footprint of the Quest, full size, and also the height of the Rei inside the box. And this is how it looks like. Very simple, no buttons like the Quest. You only control with the remote. Of course, it's made of aluminum and carbon fiber. So these are the 2 materials that we love, and we continue to use it. So it looks like that. And at the back, you can see a lot of ports. So it has 5 sets of XLR inputs, like the Quest. 1 set of XLR pre-outs, so you can connect external amplifier like the Rei with it. 1 set of speaker outputs, also with 2 optional slots, like the Quest. So you can have a DS audio card, a phono cartridge, or any other modules that you can install to it to expand the function of the unit. And also we have 12 trigger inputs and outputs within the unit. So it's a dual mono throughout from the input to the output design. Full Class A, 50 watts at 8 ohms, double down to 2 ohms. So we have 200 watts at 2 ohms times 2. 4 separate transformers inside the same enclosure, and a full linear power supply. So it's the completely full Quest and Rei architecture from top to bottom, left to right. So this is how it looks like from the underneath. As you can see, 4 old core transformers. So adding up, there will be 1,400 watts of total transformers inside. And we have to package everything so completely. So we have 2 transformers for the power amp, like the Rei, and 1 separate transformer for the preamp, like the Quest, And matter of fact, it's the same transformer that we use in the Quest. And also one transformer for the control, like the relays, the display, and all the safety features. This is how it looks like at the bottom. So, how do we do that? We do it by using three-dimensional PCB layouts. So all these kind of PCBs are all kind of three-dimensional intertwined. And I will show it to you in a minute, like this. So this is from the top. As you can see, we have a middle deck of aluminum, and then we use two double-sided PCB on top and the bottom. And these PCBs are populated double-sidedly. So you'll find components on the top as well as on the bottom. So that we can create such a three-dimensional structures to fit everything in there. And shall we move over to have a look at the actual product? Can we have some lights? Oh, thank you. So this is it. I'll let you guys take some pictures first, and then I'll go and take the covers off so that you guys can see what's inside. Good? Okay. So I have already taken some screws out so that this speeds things up a little bit. Yeah. So when you take the cover off, you can see we put copper bushings on top covers. So this is all the inputs. We come in, and then with the volume control, this is the what we call the amplifier part. So this is part A, volume control, and this is the output for the pre-out. And of course, if the user selected to have the built-in internal amp, the signal will transfer through here and to these two amplifier modules. Just wait a second. Let me bring the module over. So this is the entire amplifier. Mm-hmm. So this is the power amplifier. Everything is integrated into the same module.
It's one monoblock.
This is one monoblock without the power supply. Yeah. So all the power supplies are at the bottom, which I can take off.
Once again, looks like a model.
Yes. So this is where the optional modules can be installed.
Digital phono?
At the moment, we have phono, RC inputs, MCMM phono, mono phono, and also DS audio mono phono amplifier. Okay. So in the future, we may have a simple DAC module which customers can choose to have in the here, but I cannot guarantee that yet, so don't quote me on that. So, for example, let me. Yes. So these are the same fits that we use in our Quest and Rei. So these are machined from solid brass, and then we do special coating on it so that it won't oxidize that quickly. Of course, it's brass, and customers love them. So you can see the bottom is very clean and simple. And then we have a brightness control for the logo. So this is all there. It's one of the most requested feature of our Quest and Rei because customers said, it's brilliant, can we turn it down a little bit? Then we added this function. So I think we have one last screw here. And then we have this off. So with our transformers, at the moment it's 22 kilograms, because with transformer it's more than 30 something.
So it was not allowed to carry by air freight?
Yes. So if I can do this, So as you can see, we have to use the whole three-dimensional space in order to put everything inside the box. So the whole power supply is in the middle section. So we have 18 individual power regulators inside. So 18 sets of power supplies. So when I said about the whole complete package, it is the whole complete package. So from inputs to the outputs, there are only 22 components. The signal goes through only 22 components and to the speakers.
And on the pictures in your PowerPoint,
Yep.
you use, this is different, you use HBT, or?
Yes, we use the same WBT, yes. WBT, yes. So even for the preamp module, it's comparable to the Quest, so we deliver the whole complete kind of experience for them. So you can see on these modules, the top layer is the voltage gain, what we call it. So these are the actual voltage amplifier, and of course the lower board is the current amplifier. And you can see these connectors. These are for the power delivery, and this is for the signals. So everything, and you don't see any cables flying around. This is done. So this is all the signal integrity done. So everything's been integrated. Very nice. So 3 sets of power transistors. So around 50 watts, Class A.
And your feeling for the price in Germany?
Approximately 35,000. Yes. Yep. Okay. Let's go back. We'll continue with our. So as I said, 18 rails of power supplies. So that's very comparable to the total amount of Quest and Rei in total. Yeah, Class A, 50 watts. Peak output is 12A, continuous current output. So you can drive pretty big speakers, I would say. And the damping factor is above 800 across the audio band at maximum volume. So this is quite impressive figures. And when I say engineering, we do simulations, how the heat is going to do it, the airflow of the inside units to prevent it from overheating. So this is quite bespoke. And of course, as I said, you can add another pair of rays to the Omni so that you can have 50 watts and also 100 watts Class A biamp to any other speakers. And this is the first time we have an in-house own developed control system. And this control system is all in one. So volume, input, display, a trigger, inputs and output, and IR are all controlled by this microprocessor and our own software. So it has 99-step precision volume control, improved it from the 64 steps that we have in our Quest. Now we have 1 dB and up to 50%, and then you have 0.5 dB per step. So this is amazing. And also we have ground isolation for inputs. So we terminate the grounds for each individual inputs now. So if you don't use the input, it's completely isolated. And we have home theater pass-through, which is very useful for integrated amplifiers. And we have left-right channel balance adjustments. So customers can adjust the left and right balance if the listening space is less than ideal. And also we have bring the most important feature is our display auto off. So customers can choose to have the display auto off. And we do it differently. Because we write our own software, when the display is off, we actually tune down the processor speed in order to make the noise level less within the unit. So even the microprocessor is running on full linear power supply. It's an ARM processor. From the volume control, we measure up to 80% less noise compared to the Quest. I mean, the Quest is already very, very quiet, and now we have even better performance. And the firmware is upgradable, user upgradable. So in case we bring out new features in the future, we can do that. So it's been very, very excited to be able to show this to you. And yes, we're going to release this very, very soon. And the price is around 35,000 euros at the moment. So thank you so much.
Thank you.